everybody. It's your boy King Bean, and welcome back to another show, another video, and a brand new episode. And welcome to Podcast Wednesday with your host, of course, King Bean. Give yourself a round of applause from me to you. From me to you, I hope you enjoy it. So, anyway, without further ado, tonight's show is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different. The reason why it's going to be a little bit different, because honestly, I want to talk about video games. I did. I really, truly wanted to talk about video games. I was going to talk about Gamescom. I was going to talk about Spider-Man, and of course, the obligatory console wars. I really had that in mind. I had that in mind to actually do, but I changed my mind. So no, this show is not going to be anything about video games. I guess my last couple shows were never anything about video games. But I really don't want to talk about games. I don't want to talk about video games. One, because I'm in a mood. I ain't gonna lie to you about that. I'm in a mood. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but I'm trying to understand life. So I'm sending this out here to not only to the new subscribers. So if this upsets you, I'm sorry about that, man. But I'm sending this out to the new subscribers, to my old subscribers, to the ones who are not even active, to anybody who's just passing by. I'm looking for answers. I've been searching for answers ever since I've been going through my situation. And I'm trying to understand this world. Everything seems to me that everything is topsy turvy. Now, I don't mean to put my problems on anybody. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to get some clarification, something that maybe I can understand. Now, I've been on this earth for 42 years. Yeah, I put my age out there. I've seen some things, and my life has never been this crazy, ever. So, things I'm trying to understand in the real world. Like one thing I'm really trying to understand is America. You know, don't worry, I'm not gonna get too deep in this. But I really don't understand America. I don't understand it anymore. If you've been following my podcast before, you know I am not the biggest Trump fan. I'm not. I didn't care that he won the election, but my problem with Trump, and I know some of you guys may disagree or may flip out over it. This dude is lying. He's lying. He's corrupt. I expect every president to be corrupt to do some shady stuff. I expect that from just my years on the earth and experience in life in that in general. But the blatancy that he does it in, the blatant lying, the blatant corruption, but people still don't want to see it. And it's almost like the ones who support him, they just support him because he's a Republican. I guarantee you, if he said he was a Democrat, y'all be running him out of there. And now, excuse me, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a Democrat either. I'm an independent dude, man. If I had to lean, I lean a little bit more to the left. I would like to say that I'm a progressive Democrat, but I don't agree with everything they say and do either. But the stuff that's going on with Trump and the hypocrisy that I see across the board when it comes to somebody like him, and I go back and I remember when President Obama was president of the United States, of course, everything that they said that he was going to do, it seemed like Trump is doing. It seemed like the double standard is like, it's amazing. This man, and it hits me in a funny way because not only because President Obama was an African American like I am, but it's like the kind of stuff that most African American black men and women have to deal with in this society is that we always got to be twice as good, work twice as hard just to get half the I don't want to say praise, but the acknowledgement of your accomplishments. This man Trump has 3 baby mamas. For real. Yeah, I mean, y'all know this. I said, if Barack Obama had that, they'd be killing him. They'd be killing him right now. He's out. Trump is having extramarital affairs, which to me it don't bother me. I didn't care when Clinton was in office. I didn't care if he was getting some brain from Monica Lewinsky. That wasn't my business. That was his wife's business, Miss Clinton. But it's amazing. But it's amazing when it comes to Trump, it's no big deal. When I see the evangelical right, which understand is I am a Christian, are not holding Trump to the same standards as they would anybody else, which boggles my mind. It's a thing today. I'm sitting there. I listen to a lot of sports, right? I listen to a lot of sports, a lot of it, and so I love sports. And I'm sitting there. One of the big topics today on the radio, especially local radio, just because I'm in Florida. They're going to talk about the University of Florida and the connection with Urban Meyer. It's amazing to me that the people will hold Urban Meyer. In case you didn't know, his thing why he's in trouble at Ohio State because they said he didn't really report his wide receiver coordinator about him abusing his wife. So they either thinking that he might get fired or they suspend him. But they're holding Urban Meyer, a football coach, a head football coach, to a higher standard than they're holding the president of the United States of America. I sit up here and I see Rudy Giuliani sitting up here lying, saying truth is not truth. I know where he was going with it, but the stuff that people say, the hypocrisy sometimes of this country, I just don't know. I don't know if this country headed for a fall or what. I hope not, because one, I live here. Two, I love America. It's just these are things that I don't understand. I don't understand with the people. I don't understand why people believe in this guy, believe that he's actually helping the people of the United States of America, and Trump is not doing that. I guess you could say that about any president. They all seem to be controlled by their donors, the people, the rich people who give them money, these corporations. But he doesn't care about the American people. He don't care about you. American jobs are still going overseas. You look at the economy and it says, yes, the stock market is great, but the problem is, where's that trickling down to you, the CEOs? I watched this video about the CEOs' wage gaps. I can't remember the years, but believe me, they got almost like an 18% raise. The common worker barely got 2%. And that's not even keeping up with inflation. You guys, I said, look, listen, I'm going to say this here again. I'm a grown man. I like playing video games. You're going to try to learn something here. I may not have all the facts, but you can go look this up and research it yourself. But for the common worker, so these are not good news, especially for young people getting ready to get grown and about to get into the workforce. Inflation is eating up whatever raise that you got, because I was sitting here before I couldn't really work anymore. I was thinking about my salary, what I made. If this was 1990, you couldn't tell me nothing. I'd be balling until I fall at a 9-to-5 job, just killing it. But the money I was making is barely enough to pay bills. I won't say barely, it'll pay bills and have a little bit of extra money. Save it, a little bit of savings and all that stuff too. But it wasn't much. It really wasn't much because inflation ate all that up. So the money that I took home for the year, that's the net. And I'm like, how did I barely made it through the year? And that's before anything major happened. Like with me, was pretty much wiped me out. My health. No American should be like that in the richest country in the world. In the richest country in the world. No, nobody should be like that. It's amazing when you pay your money in, you want to get your money back because what you paid in through my taxes. I paid taxes and I also paid into my Medicare and all that, my Social Security and Medicare. But they want to make you feel bad. People want to make you feel bad about getting that back. I paid money into that. That's what it's there for. You see, the problem is a lot of people don't understand is unless they go through it. Unless they go through it. There are a lot of people out there who are, I will not lie, who are just lazy and they just find a way to beat the system. There are other people who are like me who work and can't do what they used to do. One thing, I don't want to be like this. You think I want to be like this with my health? Hell no. I'd rather work. I like working. I like complaining about me working so much. You know why? I like having money. I like buying stuff. I like getting it legally. But that's just some of the stuff that sometimes it bothers me that I don't understand. I don't understand how we as a society has gotten so divided. I mean, I can see it. Now, I grew up in the rural South, right? Northeast Florida is the southernest you can get in the States, in the United States of America. I say, after you pass St. Augustine, Orlando, and South Florida, that's totally different state, to be honest with you. Central Florida and South Florida is totally different from North Florida and West Florida. Way different because North Florida and West Florida is pretty much a rural nation. That's where it is. Rural state, better explain, I guess. So I grew up down here. So of course I've experienced racism. I know what it's like. I was surprised, the people who came here, I guess they had a Street Fighter tournament that was down in Daytona a couple months ago, and they didn't understand how racist it can be down in Daytona. And to me, it was just a Thursday, because that happens all the time. It's not like they're really blatant out here doing it, but I've experienced it. I've been chased like my cousins and all them. We used to walk home for basketball games back when I was in high school, and dudes come up in the big red trucks or the big blue trucks or whatever with the rebel flag in the back, saying the N-word, throwing bottles at us. We had to run. It happened. Or we had a race ride at our school once a year. Every single year it happened. Even my senior year. I thought it wasn't going to happen my senior year. It happened my senior year. So it's not something we're not used to. It's I hate to say used to, but we've seen it. We know how to deal with it. But a lot of that stuff that happened, it happened. I remember my senior year why it happened. It happened because this was the funny thing, right? Like the white dudes in our school, right? Now, the school I went to at the time, it's grown. It's a pretty big school now. But when I graduated, my graduation class was only 100 people in my graduation class, right? And 35 of the people, let's put it right, the whole school is like 400 some people. 35 of the students of the 400 and plus students that was there were black. So that means out of that 35 of that little pool there, most of these people were our cousins or our siblings. So we weren't dating them. And the ones who were single and free that didn't have any relationship to us, the black girls will say, well, you had to live in the next town or have a car, And it was like, we didn't have that. We grew up poor. We didn't have all that stuff. So that exit everything out. We're dudes. We're not gay. So we started talking to the white girls. It was funny though, like the white boys would get mad, right? They would get mad because we was talking to the thick white girls. But those thick white girls, the white boys would say they were fat and they didn't want to talk to them. But as soon as we started talking to them, then it became a problem. It became a real problem. Now, we as black people, the black dudes, including myself, we got it from both sides. The black girls was hating us because we dating white women. The white dudes was hating us because we were dating white women. Told the black girls, like, what you want us to do? We ain't gay, and most of y'all are family. Some of y'all are family. We're not dating y'all, so what do you want us to do? We don't have a car. You know, what you want us to do? So then the white dudes, like I said, they would get mad. So that last fight, my senior year, it started something like that. And I think one of my friends, Elton and Alan, got into it outside of the gym, and it started the whole thing from that morning. I remember the cops got called out. It was nuts. It was nuts. It was nuts. But even after that, cooler heads prevailed the next day or the next week. We're all back being friends again. So yes, I did spend some time over a couple of the dudes who would be classified as rednecks. I spent over their house, ate their food with them, chilled with their parents, vice versa. You know, wasn't like an everyday thing, but we done it because we played sports together. We played football, basketball, and baseball together. But even went to church together. That's what was so crazy about it. So that didn't make any sense why all that happened. But you know, with people, coming out of that old way of living, they still got them old traditions. Like, they should be segregated. My grandmother was afraid of it. Was really afraid of, because she lived through the real segregation of what they went through when the cops would put dogs on people and all that stuff like that, and water hoses. She lived through that. I was raised by my grandmother, and sometimes some bad stuff did happen. I remember my cousin one time, two of my cousins, they went to see a girl, was up in this arcade room playing video games. And then they went to go see these two girls because the dad wasn't on. Dad came home, called them, pretty much put them in the ditch, put the guns to their head, said, "Yeah, I'll blow your head off, nigga." So that was because then the girl lied and said they were over there without having her permission to come over there. So that caused a whole nother riot the next day at school. So yeah, so we've had that. But why am I saying all that? Well, the reason why I'm saying all that, everything pretty much cooled down. Pretty much. Even out here right now, the same people was funny to me, the same white women that I saw that would say, "I'll never date a black guy." Never. They got biracial children all over the place. There's more biracial kids here now than there probably is black people here, to be honest with you. Is that big right now. But since this man has been in office, not all of them, I ain't gonna say all of them, but I can see it. I can see, like, maybe y'all experience it differently, but the boldness, the disrespect. Like, I ain't do nothing to you. Only thing we did was have Obama in office. You got a man that's up there lying to you, but you still believe in it, But I just don't understand, man. There's another thing I don't understand. I'm gonna get off that for a while because I know it's probably done triggered somebody. Somebody mad already. This is not what you talk about, man. But heck, this is free form today. Like I said, I didn't really want to talk about games. I didn't. I just didn't. Working on my craft. That's another reason why I did it. I didn't even want to do the show tonight, but I did it because it's discipline. It's discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's discipline. But the other thing, one of the best things that I've done since, even though I be on YouTube, I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos. I'm watching another thing about changing my career, basically, and I'll get more into it after I actually go out there and do it. But I stopped watching so many of those damn console war videos. I forgot about Crap Gamer. I sat there, even though I talked about him last week and the week before last, I think. Honestly, I hadn't watched the video in a long time. So I decided, actually, while I was in the treatment, to watch a video. I watched one of his videos. And I sat there, it's like, wow, this guy got 52,000 subs, right? This guy has been fighting this console war. He's been fighting this console war for years. His whole thing, I'm like, his videos are all the damn same. At least he used different gameplays. His videos are pretty much the same. He kind of gives a quick overview, tease what he's going to talk about. Hey, thanks for hitting the video. Make sure you hit the like button, blah, 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 blah. Then he goes into what he's going to say, right? He does that 5-minute video. That's why he's able to put 4 or 5 videos up at a time. But it's the same form, the same format. I guess it's great because it's consistency. But he's always saying how much the Xbox and Xbox One X is better than the PlayStation. This is the reason why. And I'm sitting there like, great. The Xbox One X is a better console. I think it's the most powerful console. I don't have one. I don't want one. I enjoy my PS4 Pro. And I'm enjoying games like God of War Neo, and I'm enjoying it. But he's still fighting this war. So then I dabbled over there, saw Next Gen. Next Gen now is on the other side of the war, but it's the same thing. Even though I think he's deviated more away from it because he's doing a little extra stuff on there. I think Next Gen, although sometimes he can do some slimy stuff, but I think he's a pretty smart guy. I ain't gonna front. I think he's a pretty smart guy. But you gotta really listen to what he's saying and where he's getting his information from. But he kind of dabbled out of that. But when I looked at again, I just trolling around, looked at K Mega stuff, watched this stuff again. Same thing. Why Sony sucks and why Microsoft is great. So then I went over to the Rated D. Well, he's purposely saying he wants to be a corporate slave winner. But it's the same thing. And what's the dude? Not Jay Farrow, that's the comedian. What's his name? Pyro, whatever his name is. J Check TV. Same thing. It's the same thing. And it's like, how do you guys sit there and talk about video games all day? All day for like 2 or 3 hours in a podcast sometimes. Which I did it. I don't get me wrong, I've done it and I listen to them. But you know what's good about listening to the Weapon Wheel in any given Sunday? That's Hard Eights on podcast and Weapon Wheel's BGs. That comes on once a week. Once a week. They might sprinkle videos here and there, but it comes on once a week. I remember I was subscribed to Kids Move and I had to unsubscribe to him because it's like every video almost is about how great the Xbox is. I'm glad you're a fan of it. I'm glad you are. And the BS he's talking about NBA Live is going to be better than NBA 2K. It ain't. 2K going to blow Live out the water again. Y'all going to be saying, wait till next year when it comes to Live again. Live was $5. You don't believe me? It was $5 on PSN. It was $5 on Xbox Live. And it barely still move units. But it's been a relief for me. I said it's been great. Now I like watching Killer Comedy Unleashed. I know I'm name dropping all over the place, but he does a funny thing about when he talk about games. He talk about reviewers and all that. But it's been peaceful. I guess it's been peaceful. But that's one thing I do have the choice. I don't feel like I need to watch that stuff. But it's been, to me, been better. I'm like, what more can you say about this generation of consoles? I mean, you know you're gonna get the 4K power of the Xbox One over the PS4 Pro, but bottom line is still games. Games like Spider-Man that's coming out next in 2 weeks, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Exclusive games. And you still got most of the fanboys running around here talking about, well, the next Xbox. You're gonna be promoting that stuff for another 18 to 24 months, wherever it comes out. That reminds me again, Crap Game, I had a video. Oh, the PS5 might be delayed. Who gives a damn? Everybody's playing. The majority of the people playing at PS4, and they rapidly playing that Nintendo Switch. I'm like, why is that? But they get tons of views, and people comment and they go back and forth. I guess that's the fun part of it. I guess that is the fun part of it, but I don't find fun in that. I just don't. I dabble in it. I'm talking about it now. So I can be labeled as a hypocrite, and I'll take that, you know? I'll take that. I'll be that. Like Redman said, I'll be that. Word up. So it's just weird, man. And the other thing I don't understand, I sat there, I saw all the stuff come up, my recommendations of some videos about a dude named Mundane Matt. Mundane Matt. I remember hearing him and Rich from Review Tech having a podcast together or whatever they had together. He would come on there. But there's one rule that, like I said, I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm just proud of my subscribers that I have. I'm not a big YouTuber. But one thing I thoroughly understood was flagging was bad. You don't like other YouTubers don't flag other YouTubers. So apparently that's what Mundane Matt has been doing for years. He would get mad at people and flag them. So they finally exposed him on, I think it was the Kill Stream. Yeah, go watch that. Go type in Kill Stream and watch that, how they finally got him to admit that he was flagging people. And then so he wanted to use the excuse that, well, I'm in a very dark place and blah, blah, blah. Because somebody disagreed with him and they didn't like it. So they flagged this video. So he was flagging videos. So some people were getting their videos demonetized. So they weren't making money up. They made, they probably put in hard work in to make that video, but he decided that he didn't like what he said, so he went around flagging. He could have got the video taken down, could have got demonetized, he could have done a lot of things, he could have messed up their whole channel. But he didn't care because him feelings was hurt. Him feelings was really, really hurt. Get up there. Then I saw a video that he put up there with I guess he was on Tumblr and he showed the other side of him. Whereas he had this white polar bear puppet and he's trying to want to use the N-word. But that's you know what? Getting off Mundane Matt for a second. What is the big deal with most white people wanting to use the N-word? Why y'all want to use it so much? Hell, I'm a black dude. I don't even like using it. But I get it. My family uses it all the time. I do it too. I ain't gonna front and say I don't do it and say I never said it. But why? But why would you want to be? Why you want to say it? Why is that word so like, oh, I got to say that word? And you know what kind of emotions and pain or that inflicts on black folks. Why would you want to do that? I remember a line from this song by KRS-One. That's one of my favorite MCs, KRS-One. Got this song called MCs Act Like They Don't Know. I'm gonna say it again. MCs Act Like They Don't Know. It's a dope song. But in the first verse, he says, I'm gonna paraphrase what he said. Talking about the rules of something to turn around, you figure. Now we got white boys calling themselves niggas. This was back in 1994, I think, when he dropped that album. And look at where the times we are right now. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's amazing to me. It's amazing. Like I said, these are things I just don't understand. I don't quite get. I don't understand this. Why is it like this? Another thing I don't understand. Why is people, and I'm gonna get back on my boy, Dark Side Phil, DSP. Why this guy could be like super famous? I won't say famous. How come he can keep getting views and making a lot of money off the BS that he peddles? From his Twitch stream to his YouTube stream, and beg for money, and people support that. People support his antics. He's one of the worst game players I've ever seen in my life. Watch him, just his skill level and far as games, over a myriad of games he's bad at. But he pulls in tens of thousands of dollars each month, and he complains he's not even grateful for the money he get. When I sat there and watched Wings of Redemption, I'm talking about him again. This guy said $7,500 a month was not enough for him. And he sits home and plays Rainbow Six Siege 10 hours a day. He may make less than that. I don't know how much money this man makes. They got enough donations for him, $23,000 for him to go get a gastric bypass surgery, which I'm glad he got to lose the weight. So, but it didn't even cost that much. He got, living off the excess money to pay for medicine and all that. I'm not knocking that. But it almost had to bring this dude here dragging and screaming to go get the surgery to help better his life. So I wonder why. So I sit there, honestly, and I said, what would it have been like if he had what I had and I had what he had? You think I'd be complaining about people wanting to support me and help me get better? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? See, that's the stuff like that that bothers me to no end, and it seems like those type of people always get over. That's a question I cannot answer. I don't understand why that happens. I know you're saying, "Hey, Bean, you need to calm down. They'll get theirs in the end." I'm like, when? I don't wish nothing bad on Wings. I don't. Only person I really wish something bad. I don't even wish bad on Crap Gamer. I really, really wish bad on DSP because I think he's a liar and a scammer, and he's just taking these little young kids' money. I wish they stop supporting him. I wish he lose all his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel because I think he's a brat. But that's besides the point. I don't want nothing bad to happen to Wings. Hell, Wings made me a better Call of Duty player by watching his videos back before he's sulking and everybody, roasting him. I like Wings. I wish him well. I don't want to go into a deep depression and die and all this other stuff, commit suicide or something like that. I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him. I don't want that for anybody. But the question I always ask is like, why it always seem like it's those type of people who get over? Just like your president seems to get over, and hard working people have to struggle and have to really fight just to make it, to barely make ends meet. That's questions I ask. I ask because of one, I am in the situation I'm in due to my health, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I hate it more than you ever know because I am a super independent person. Super independent. Well, I'll say super independent, but I'm pretty high independent. I don't like depending on nobody for nothing. I don't try to war around cheating people. I don't go around and try to F people over. I don't do stuff like that. I don't like people who are like that. Some people can do it and don't think twice about it because I had it done to me. I don't like manipulative people. I don't like people manipulating other people. And I was terrible as a person doing that because I used to do that to girls when I would go out and date a lot. It became a game to me when I would go to the clubs. And all it was to me was a game. Like I want to see how many Pokeballs or how many Pokemon I can catch, right? Pause, all right? I guess what they call Pokemon. That's what I call the girls, Pokemon. My Pokeball was my phone, my cell phone. Just get numbers, get girls all the time. It's like boom, it wasn't nothing to me. Getting a female ain't nothing to me. I can't mess with them young girls now. Y'all just nuts. I can't mess with y'all, but getting girls was nothing to me. Sit there, talk to you, boom, boom, boom. And I wasn't the most handsome man in the world. I didn't have the greatest game in the world, but I knew how to talk to females. And I knew how to get them. I ran off a lot of good women in my life because of that. Because of that. So I know because what I did on that section was wrong. I guess this is my payback, right? Who knows? I just don't really understand. I want to understand why things happen. Why always it seemed like bad things happen to good people. Good things always happen to bad people. And it really messes with my conscience. It messes with my mind too. I can't front on that. I can't front. It messes with my mind. Maybe you guys have answers. I don't know. I don't have the answers anymore. Sway, I ain't got the answers. And Sway, you ain't got the answers either. Somebody got to have some answers somewhere. Yay, my Microsoft thing went off. I don't even know what that is. What is it? I don't even know what the message was on my computer. Sorry about that, guys. But like I said, this is Freeform Podcast Wednesday with your host, King B, in case you were wondering. I really didn't have much to talk about. I didn't want to talk about games. I really didn't. I just wasn't into it. I don't care about Gamescoms. I don't care about E3. Only thing I ever care about is when games actually come out so I can play them. That's pretty much it. and I want to talk Spider-Man, but I ain't really done any research on Spider-Man. The game looks great. People early impressions say the game is great. So it'll be the proof will be in the pudding on the 7th. You know, we got Red Dead coming out soon. Can't wait to get my hands on that. I'm debating on whether to either get Call of Duty or Battlefield. Not, I mean, the Battlefield, like Battlefield 1, I wasn't a big fan of. And Battlefield 4 wasn't really my I would say my recollection, I won't say recollection, it's probably the wrong word. But Battlefield 4 pissed me off because it was so terrible at launch. It was one of the launch games that came out with the Xbox. And you really couldn't play. You couldn't get online, couldn't play it. So it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. So I really wasn't a big fan of it. I don't even think I really gave it a fair shot because I couldn't play it, but I could play Call of Duty. I forgot what Call of Duty was. I was able to play it, but I really want to play Battlefield because Battlefield 3, I love Battlefield 3. I think Battlefield 3 is the best Battlefield. I know some people, y'all might disagree with me, but I think Battlefield 3 was the best Battlefield. It was so much fun. I had so much fun playing that game. Battlefield 4 wasn't the same for me, and the new Battlefield 1 wasn't the same for me. So I'm kind of debating. I don't like the World War II aspect of the game. I wish they never went back to World War I or World War II. If they, to me, I wish they would either kept it modern or they should have went to Vietnam. I think Vietnam would have been a cool callback. I know they did that before, but I think it would have been a great callback if you went back to Vietnam because you have more of the modern weapons in the aesthetics and excuse me, and fighting in the jungles. I think that would have been freaking awesome. Because with the stuff they could do now, you really have a jungle map that looks like a freaking jungle. I mean, of course, the jungle map gonna look like a jungle, but what I mean is just like you walking in, you know, like if you ever seen a movie, you see nothing but trees and grass and all this other stuff, and you can have like special kits with booby traps that was going on during that time. I think that would have been a great stick for Battlefield. Call of Duty, I'm kind of digging this Call of Duty. I don't care about the campaign, honestly. Last campaign I cared about in Call of Duty, honestly, was Part 2. And I love Part 2. Part 2, I think Modern Warfare 2 is the best Call of Duty game that was ever made. I really believe that, not only for the campaign, but also for the multiplayer. I think it was the greatest one with the nuke. First time getting nuke. If they would have fired that group and they would have patched that game like they should have, it'd have been the greatest game that ever was made. I don't say greatest game ever made, but the greatest shooter that was ever made. I love Modern Warfare 2. I remember I traded in. I bought that game about 3 or 4 times because I really enjoyed that game. I love Modern Warfare 2. The only thing that really pissed me off about playing it was the one-man army. Even though I didn't even get that mad at the akimbo, which I did get mad at the akimbo and the snipers. I hated, but I felt like, yeah, I got a chance. But the one-man army was ridiculously overpowered, and it didn't make the game fun for me. So, I don't quick scoping. It don't bother me that much. Quick scoping in that game never really bothered me. It takes a lot of skill to do it because I used to quick scope, but I wasn't great at it. So, but I enjoyed it. I respected the people's skill who could do it because that was pretty hard skill. I guess no, it's not. It was really easy to do. Blah blah blah. Nah, it was pretty hard for me. I ain't even lost the topic of what I was talking about. But yeah, look at just games. Like I said, I didn't really want to talk about games. Let me talk about no more games. I'm saying that 17 times already. Console war, blah blah blah, and all that. Who knows? But anyway, it's basically me venting in this freeform podcast Wednesday with your host King Bean. This is something a little bit different other than video games. Just give y'all guys a heads up. I will be streaming the God of War. It's on Give Me a Challenge, Give Me God of War, whatever challenge that is, with the New Game Plus. I'll be bringing that back up probably tomorrow. And I'm still playing Neo. I'm still trying to go through Neo and level up. I still got some things I have to do to beat the game. I've already beaten the game, but what I mean is they got some extra side missions there, and I'm too lower level to take on these bosses, so I gotta kind of level up a bit, so kind of grind it out. You feel me? So before we get out of here, it's almost 10 p.m. anyway. Do you know where your children are? Just wondering. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? So, as I say always, if you stumble across this podcast Wednesday with your host King B, and you listen to the whole thing, if you like what you hear, you might as well go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Word up, might as well go ahead and hit it because you done been here this long. You might as well go come in the house. you feel me? But still, if you're just listening, I know you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to spend it with me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for taking the time out to listen to me ramble and rant on this free form podcast Wednesday. So before I even go, I always got to give you guys a round of applause. Because you know why? You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. And I just want to send my gratitude to you and say thank you. Thank you once again. I really appreciate it. So I see you in a couple of days, maybe the day tomorrow, next week on Wednesday. And I won't be this sloppy next Wednesday. I'm actually going to have a topic. I'm gonna find something to talk about. I'm gonna do mad research on it, like I'm a journalist. Like dun 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 dun. I'm a journalist. But anyway, it's your host with the most. It's your boy King Bean, and I'll holler at you dudes later, man. One love. Peace.